Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about vaginal dryness. Ugh, what a topic. Who would have ever thought it? I mean, I remember back in the days when I was at school, it was all about how moist you were, how wet you were down there. Anyway, the days come and you're not anymore. And, you know, it's quite a big thing because you're still as turned on, you're still as sexually driven, you're still got just as much excitement, but you're just not that wet down there anymore. And that's basically it. I'm saying as it is. You're just not that wet and you're not that moist down there anymore. So sex, you know, can become quite hard because it can be sore, as we know. There is such things as vaginal estrogel that you can insert inside you, I think once or twice a week. I think that sort of helps. We also know that more sex also helps, keeps you more moist. It sort of, I don't know if it's like reminds you or whatever, but it can do. But also we know that estrogen, yet again, as we know, the vagina is like a membrane. It basically shrinks this way and it can shrink that way. I'm just going to point out to you that it hasn't happened to me yet, okay? Just letting you know. So I am 53, but, you know, there is times, I even remember back in my 20s and my 30s when I'd be having, like, you know, great sex sometimes, you know, I wouldn't be wet for all night or whatever. So, you know, I used to use lubrication back then, so I'm not going to be embarrassed about having to use it now. Also, I bought my own out, as we know. It's vegan and it is natural, and I just want to say that because back in the day when I used to use it, it was full of silicone and full of a lot of shit. So I just want you to know that I've got, you know, quite a good one out there. And with the vaginal dryness, I mean, it can be really embarrassing, either even if with your partner, it can become painful, and so you're just not really looking forward to it. And a friend of mine told this story that she was going to her wedding anniversary and she was going to Paris with her husband, and it was a surprise. And when she got to St. Pancras, you know what she did is that she actually went and bought something for cystitis and lied and told him she had cystitis because she just couldn't, the thought of having sex. So, you know, it's just a really big thing, and it's not just happening to you if you're there and you're worrying about it, because it's happening to a lot of women. There's 13 million women in the UK going through the menopause, and a lot of women have dry vaginas. So as well as it can be dry mouth or dry eye, it happens down there, and it's going to happen to every single woman who's going to go through the menopause, and that's every woman. So, you know, I'm wanting to talk about it, and we start talking about it now, and then we won't be embarrassed about it. So as you're going, you know, pop into Tesco's or doing your shop or doing this, you're just going to put your lube in. What's wrong with that? I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't make you weird, doesn't make you a freak. You're an actual woman who's going to be going through the menopause and is going to have a dry vagina. And if we can't talk about it, then this is where I come in and I want to talk about it, because I want to make it the taboo to go, the stigma to go. So if you've got a dry vagina, you've got a dry vagina. Just get some lubrication. I've got a water base. I've got an oil base. I'm not trying to plug my products anyway, really, as I'm saying it. I'm just putting it out there so in case you don't know what's going on, because it is going to happen. And you know what? I love sex. Everyone loves sex. So if it means the difference between buying some lube and having sex, or just not having sex and your relationship becoming a problem because, you know, men, husband, partner. This is also women as well. I don't even know why I keep just talking about men as well, so I'm very sorry about that, because also women as well. So, you know, anybody in their relationship, women, men, whatever, this is all going to happen. So, you know, you're going to need it. Also, I use mine. I just use lube anyway, so I just use mine to play around with when I masturbate, when I do things. I just, you know, and it's great. And also, you know, with your dry vagina, I mean, your partner's going to, you know, going to think, oh my God, all the cows have come home at once, I think is the saying. Do you know what I mean? Could you imagine getting it out and having foreplay? And, you know, he'll just be like so excitable. I mean, when's the last time you just sort of, you know, put it all over his genitals or all over yours and started having most amazing foreplay? Just think of it like that. You've come into your 50s and boom, you know, could change your whole sex life. Anyway, So the dry vagina, it's not, you know, it's also, I forgot to say, it can also be painful. So, you know, I'm not just letting it go fly by, because the lining can also go very thin like paper and can tear. And also there is an awful thing called vaginal atrophy, which affects women really badly, and you know, they can't even ride a bike, wear a pair of jeans, so let alone be having sex. So I'm not just brushing it off, because there is some women that this is really painful, and it can be a pretty serious thing, and you know, and really ruin a lot of women's lives. Like, you know, they even can't even sit down for a long enough time. So I don't just want to feel like I'm just being abrasive and brushing it off, because I do have a lot of feelings for people that I know that do suffering with this vaginal atrophy very badly. But anyway guys, so that's my talk on dry vaginas for today, and hopefully I will be seeing you soon. Okay, bye.